Hello and welcome back to the Game Bet Match podcast. I'm your host, Manny Friedman, along with my co-host,
Brad Sloan.
back in the house, baby. Another midweek pod. We got 8 plus 8, 16. We got 21 round of 16 matches.
Man, you really should be better at basic arithmetic if you're going to do gambling.
Good point. Good point. I mean, it's late. I worked a full day and it's like almost midnight. So, and plus,
all of our pods like every time we pod, it's like in the middle of the night, and then I get no sleep, and then the next day is miserable. Like it's just like an awful existence.
I bet if I had a better day betting, I would be able to do that math easier. But since I was so bad today, I had such a bad day. Like my head is just.
Well, I had a great day, and if I didn't have such a great day, I probably wouldn't needle you much because I'd be more sad myself. So.
Well,
the funny thing is we just bet different matches. We didn't even. It's not like we were taking both sides of things. Like we just bet different matches.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I feel like if we collaborated, well, maybe you wouldn't have had such a good day.
We probably just would have bet nothing. There wouldn't have been anything to talk about.
Yeah. Well, we got an exciting day of round of 16 action tomorrow, so we felt like we had to come back and preview the matches. And let's get right into it. 3 tournaments this week. There are definitely some takeaways that we had. Why don't you start? What did you kind of take away from the first 3 days?
Oh, geez. So, I mean, I guess I'll start in Munich, where I've had a really bad time betting. So, I can't seem to get a bet right on Marcos Giron. Like, are you able to bet your own or not? It's just like, it just seems like a complete disaster for me. Like, when I bet him to win, he loses. When I bet him to lose, he wins. And it just seems like he's just a very mediocre player. And I just like, I can't get it right on him in either direction. Because, like, he's such a whiner sometimes. And sometimes he shows up and plays decently, like, randomly.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like if his opponent plays well, he gets discouraged and he just can't fight through anything. Like he can't deal with adversity. That's his problem. You know, if his opponent is missing and, because Giron is like, he has decent rally tolerance. He's pretty good from the baseline. So he relies on his opponent not to play that well. And I feel like sometimes when his opponent plays so well, he just like can't believe it. Like he's like, what the hell? Like he just gets like flustered and he just can't get that, like fight hard enough to overcome that. And I think that's his problem. So he's hard to bet. And I guess I didn't see this match, but I can't imagine Carballes Baena played really well. But yeah, I mean, Giron is a very tough guy to bet. I totally agree with you there.
Yeah, I just need to start staying away on more of his matches. There's just some guys that aren't worth betting. I was really disappointed in Huesler losing a set to Edmund. I mean, Edmund's my favorite fade guy, and I was just really disappointed that you took the minus 3.5, and that didn't go any better for you. I guess like
it did not.
I was disappointed in that.
Yeah,
I did want to call out match point 9 tennis tidbits. John Reed. He turned me on to Hans Rayberg over plus on the +6. I took the game instead of the set, but it ended up being 3 sets. I think he gave Fucsovics a pretty good match.
It did. I think.
And Fucsovics is a guy who he'll go the max with anyone. Like sometimes it's like cardio day. Like tennis is just cardio day. He just wants to get a good cardio workout in. So why do 2 sets when you can do 3?
If he didn't have enough time in the weight room, he just makes it a cardio day.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. But being serious, though, he's a guy that just plays down to the level of the competition.
I just don't think he's that good. Like he fights hard. He fights hard. He gets like he's a good athlete. He's fit. He fights hard, but he's not. He's like just his strokes aren't that good, and he's capable of playing really bad at times. That's the problem with him too. Is that like he's capable of playing. Sometimes he's like really consistent and tough. And he's actually always pretty mentally tough, but like sometimes he's just like he can just miss. He misses everything. Like the Davis Cup match is the one that comes to my mind the most. Yeah. Where like he just couldn't make a ball on the court. Like simple ground strokes. It's like not even like he's going for that much. This isn't Shapovalov where he's like trying to blast winners. This is like he's capable of playing like below challenge level tennis at times.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that. I mean, anytime you play, like he shouldn't be more than a 3.5, 4 game favorite against anyone.
Yeah,
So
just he's capable of playing so bad.
exactly. So if he plays someone out of the top 200 and he's like a 4.5, 5 game favorite, I'm gonna take the opponent plus the games. I hit over 12.5 here just because of like how many long matches he plays. I hit that at plus 130, so I was satisfied.
Yeah,
But
you got a better deal than I did. I only got a minus 105. So
okay,
good bet by you.
okay.
Um, that's
Uh,
all really that I had from. Honestly, there's been such little play at Munich because of the
the rain, yeah.
because of the rain. So that's really all I've had because I have some matches coming up like for tomorrow and things. But
Well, the Halis Sonego match was very disappointing. I think Halis had what 5-2 in the second set breaker or
he
something.
did. There's only one break, one mini
Yeah.
break, so I wasn't as like disappointed by that.
So Sonego, I feel like with him, for a lot of guys, I feel like his intensity is intimidating. And I feel like he's very high energy, right? So I feel like he has the tendency of kind of turning a match, and he could be a beneficiary of like someone else choking just because someone can't match his energy level for that long of a period. Like he did that against Humbert in Monte Carlo, same kind of thing, you know. Um, he did it this week against Halis, like the same kind of thing, like where he stole the second set and then won the third set. Like
It's just amazing he's not better because he's that and he's such a good shot maker. But he is who
he's
he is.
erratic. That's the reason why
Yeah.
he doesn't do better. But like his energy, his like charisma on the court is like someone intimidating to opponents, I feel. So I don't know. I like Sonego. I love that about him, to be honest. More than a betting perspective, it's just more my observation of
I
his
mean, as a
match.
player, yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think of Dominic
that's
Thiem?
all really I had from Munich because, like I said, Munich, there's been hardly any tennis. I mean, I guess they got through most of one round, but it's I tend
Yeah.
to try to lay off of round one matches too.
Right. Right. I
And
mean,
I'm not always very good at it, but I do. I probably
yeah.
bet less than half the
I'm
matches in
terrible
round
at
one.
it.
What?
I'm terrible at laying off because I just see some value and it's like you want to hit it and like, but yeah. I mean, this week, surprisingly,
How did you push team versus Leshen? It was a minus 4.5.
it was a retirement after the first set.
Oh, okay. I didn't even follow that because I didn't have anything on it.
Okay.
I didn't really. I
Yeah.
don't even think either guy's that interesting to be honest. Like team is just so. Like if he ends up against a good player, he's just toast.
Yeah.
Did the Shen retire? Did team win?
Team one. Yeah, less the
Okay.
but I didn't see the match, so I can't really comment on it too much, but
Yeah.
it's just Lestienne is just not a good clay court player,
Yeah.
It's that simple. So all right, let's move on to you want to move on to Banja Luka?
Yeah. So how'd you do with Banja Luka?
So pretty decent. I hit on the first round, I hit Van Ash versus Wawrinka over 2.5 sets.
Yeah, I tailed you on that.
It was I'm glad I actually talked you off the Wawrinka money line.
Yeah.
Because Wawrinka, I mean, as you said, you actually brought this point up. Like when Wawrinka plays well, he's actually a really good player. But when he's playing badly, it goes south in a hurry. It goes
Yeah.
south in a hurry. And just physically, he couldn't match it. Like after he lost that tiebreak, like he plays, he fights, but it's just like he loses it. He's 38 and old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Van Ash, I'm impressed with, man. I mean, he's very good rally tolerance. Like he's a decent player.
Young
So,
too. I think he's like 19 or something. I think he's pretty young.
yeah, seriously. So it was good. And then Molchan Daniel, I mean, I got lucky here, but like I know you stayed away, but I'm like, one guy's really struggling and one guy sucks on clay. So like if you put 2 and 2 together, it's like they're probably gonna have some momentum turns and go the distance. And that's exactly what happened there. So
Yeah.
I was happy with that. I think it rained yesterday a lot, so they didn't play that much. They just like, and then today, so we were all over that Djokovic Van Ash match. So I think you played a combination of like what, 4 different.
I went 3 units, 1 unit each on the games, the set, and the money line. So I hit 2 out of 3. I ended up plus like 2 units, which isn't bad. We'll take it. I was really hoping he'd hit the money. He got outplayed. Even in the first set, he got outplayed, like statistically. So I mean, Djokovic was the better player.
Well, Van Ash was up a break. He had 5-4, and then he got broken back.
So and then he won the tiebreak. Yeah, but Djokovic was the better player in the first set. Like if you look statistically, Djokovic was better. I mean, Djokovic was better throughout the match.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually alarmed that he's playing this because, like, I know it's his tournament and, his foundation sponsors it and all that, but, like, it's very slow, heavy conditions, which can't be good for his arm, right? He has, like, a couple huge weeks coming up, followed by Roland Garros, where he wants to peak. Like, I don't really see the benefit in playing this.
Yeah, I don't either. I really don't understand. I mean, I understand it, right? It's purely for his foundation. Like, I guess that makes sense for Djokovic. I think he's trying to do things besides just win tennis tournaments in his career, right? He's trying to be like an ambassador for the game, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he's trying to grow this tournament, and like this, from what I haven't watched any of this tournament yet. From what I've heard, it struggles a little bit in terms of drawing crowds. So he's probably trying to do what he can to push this tournament to make it successful and to make his foundation successful. So This is probably more of a non-tennis reasons playing tennis for him.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bummed out that I didn't hit the Van Ash plus 1.5 sets. I thought that was probably the best line, especially got it plus 240. I saw the over 17.5, and I'm like, all he needs is 2 and 3. I'm like, that's easy. I probably should have made that a 3-unit play or something, but and then the injury concerns, like I saw all over Twitter, he was like getting a lot of therapy on his elbow and stuff, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little on the money line as well. But I mean, Djokovic didn't look good. I mean, even though he came through that match, like that's not a good sign that he's going.
Did you get a chance to watch any of it, actually?
I saw a little bit of it.
Okay. How was Djokovic serving?
Serving, not great. Not great. I think he got a little better as the match went on. But like even in the rallies, like, the longer points, it was pretty much 50-50. So,
yeah.
I mean, as I said, Van Ash is a solid player, but the courts are exceptionally slow. I think Djokovic said it's one of the slowest clay courts he's ever played on.
Okay. Interesting.
So I think that helped Van Ash. But Djokovic wasn't sharp. Like, he wasn't his normal self. Like, otherwise he wins that match 3-2, So
yeah, but like I said, it's still, I mean, statistically it looked pretty good for him. Tennis stats are weird like that, but statistically it looked pretty good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 60% Djokovic is probably better than peak Van Ash, right?
Yeah. Probably.
So, yeah. So, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I don't. It's hard to say whether or not I'm going to fade Djokovic because of that, because like he tends to work his way into events and stuff. So you got to kind of view each Djokovic match in as a separate entity,
But I don't know how much you do. I mean, because like I agree with that when he's healthy or like semi-healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But this looks bad. Like after the loss to Musetti, now we have this struggle against Van Ash. Like, I don't know, man. Didn't he lose his set the match before that too in Monte Carlo? Or am I wrong about that? I could be wrong about that.
Oh, the first match that he played?
Yeah. Oh no, he beat Gakov 6-2. But he almost lost the set to Gakov.
He almost lost, yeah.
So like this is,
Yeah. Well,
I
if
don't
you
know.
remember last year, I think when he won, he made the final at Belgrade last year. They alternate between Banja Luka and Belgrade,
Yep,
and like he played 3 sets every match up to the final when he lost to Rublev.
in 3 sets.
And yeah, so he wasn't sharp last year either. So I don't know.
Right, but like this doesn't mean that I don't think he's going to make the final, right? Like, but I don't think he can beat like guys in the realm of Luka Van Ash. It means that I think there's value on guys like Luka Van Ash at plus 800, right? Like we're talking from like a betting perspective, and like
Yeah.
I think there's value on these guys at long odds because like when you bet a guy plus 800 money line, you're just hoping to get in the match. Like
The fact that he won the first set and was up a break in the third, like
yeah,
that's all you
yeah.
want when you bet
Right.
8 plus 825. Like that means it was a good bet. I see what you're saying. I think like if Djokovic is playing the way he played today, like he would lose to someone with like some significant firepower, you know? Because like Van Ash and like Musetti are not guys that are really going to blow you off the court.
Yeah, I mean, it might also be a situation where like because Djokovic also so much more like mentally used to these conditions, and like for Djokovic to beat Van Ash is no big deal. For Van Ash to beat Djokovic is a huge deal.
Right.
This might also be something when you want to take games in sets instead of money lines with these like lower ranked players when the favorite's struggling. So I might like to play it that way, like take
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we're getting over 17 and a half, over 18 and a half, even over 19 and a half, I would take that.
Yeah.
Djokovic's form. Over 21, 22, you got to be careful. And to take sets is a different ball game against Djokovic because he's just so mentally tough. Like he could be down 3 set points and find a way to get out of it.
Yeah, but I feel like it's much easier to take one set off of Djokovic than two.
It is. It is.
Enzo did it.
Enzo. It's John Reed's favorite player.
Enzo!
All right, that's enough on that match. Anything else in Banja Luka? Lechka -5 against Monfils. That ended up being a push.
That was a pain. That was a weird push, man, because there were three. It was back to back breaks to end the match.
And didn't you need like Lechka 5 to hit like 3 parlays or something?
Well, I still hit all 3 parlays. I just pushed them all instead. So
yeah.
But yeah, trying to look and see if I had anything other interesting takeaways. Korch lost again.
Yeah.
Still awful. I mean,
Awful.
actually, I played him plus. I played Giri -3, so I didn't actually profit this time. I pushed, but still a fadeable guy there. Other than that, not really anything else. I mean,
there weren't too many matches. One day was a washout. So
yeah, I hit Lajovic over Krajinovic. That was cool.
Yeah. I actually think the over 2.5 set line was probably the right play there, just because those guys are so even and they practice so much and like they know each other's game so well. Like going back, but yeah, Lajovic is slightly better on clay. It's no doubt about that. All right, how about Barcelona? What do we learn in Barcelona?
I mean, I've been doing all right here. Day one was rough. I had McDonald over Shelton. That went the other way.
Yeah.
Not sure how much I care, to be honest. Like, I mean, it's not like McDonald's like the best player on clay either. So it's kind of both guys on their worst surface. Might have been smarter to stay away, but I don't know. I was too tempted.
Kovalik Martinez, that was a good hit for me.
What'd you hit?
Kovalik against
versus Martinez. I think I also hit the same one. Yeah, I hit that.
Yeah, and that was plus 175. Pedro was up a break in the third, and Pedro's just
but that's not that meaningful on this surface for Pedro. It's like for these two guys, it's like I mean they're probably breaking multiple. They're each probably on average getting broken multiple times a set. Like it's probably like 40% of the time the games are going to go break. So Agut won a match big over Zapata. I thought that was interesting. We
That
both
was
missed that one. I
interesting.
thought
I
that
did not
was
see that, but that was shocking to me. I mean, we both hit Zapata there. I like those odds at plus 115. I don't know. Maybe we need to pump the brakes a little on Zapata. Like I feel like he had a really good golden swing, and now he's starting to struggle a little bit.
yeah. I think you're right, but but this isn't like he had a good clay season last year too.
Yeah, I made fourth round of French. I mean, like he goes through periods where he's going to play well. Like this surface really suits him, but I think you got to watch out. Like he's not that good. Like he's
Yeah,
not.
but also Agut hasn't been that. I mean, this is a pretty good win for Agut, especially 2-2.
Yes, that's for sure.
So that's something kind of interesting on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
The Fang and Lopez, they went 3 sets.
Well,
I'm just so
Philly.
pumped. Like, I just want to see Lopez do well, you know? Like,
Yeah, that was the most profitable match for me this week. That was an incredible match. So I bet over 2.5 sets at plus 220. You hit that too?
yeah, that's the
Okay.
one that I hit there.
That was amazing. And then I also hit Lopez plus 1.5 sets. I did exactly what the match point nine guys did. I like what they were saying is do a little bit on each. Um, and then I bet the Gofan to win set 3 6-love because Lopez was absolutely gassed after even after the first set. He was like every point he would lose, like there was like it felt like a 5-minute walk to the service line. Like he was exhausted after long points. And he had to expend so much energy to win that second set. And then I knew that Gofan would win that easily. So
But good on Lopez for winning a set on clay. And even though Goffin is struggling, like he's still like an ATP pro.
Yeah.
Like so for Goffin, I mean for Lopez to win a set, good on him, man. That's
impressive.
That was just more fun than anything else.
To that being said, Gofan looks pretty bad.
He does look pretty bad right now.
He looks bad.
In fact, I this is like my luckiest bet of the week. I had the Nishioki Goffin under 20. I think it was under 21.
That's amazing.
And Goffin was up, I think 5-4 love and 5-2 in the second set and lost.
Wow.
Yeah, and lost 7-5. So, and the first set he lost 6-1. So I got there. It was only 19s, but yeah, pretty amazing times.
Amazing.
So thank you to David Goffin.
So Gofan, even though he's awful, deserves the Bulldog of the Week so far.
No, Bulldog, you also have to do something that like impresses as a tennis player, and like losing a set to Lopez, like
yeah, that's not great. It's not great. I think one of our most painful bets of the week was something that happened in Barcelona. Tringaletti plus 4.5 against Yari.
That was the worst. Tringaletti had 3-4, 40-15, and just bleh.
That was disgusting.
Yeah. So that was painful. I hit Bublik Rusevori under 21.5. That went 11-3.
That was amazing. That was a great call. Because I was thinking of just staying away, and then you're like, oh, you know what? Why don't we play the under? And I'm like, I like it. So
I mean, it's just like neither guy wants to be there. Like,
right. It's true. Especially Bublik.
No, yeah, Bublik is just getting ready for grass at this point, man. He's just like, when is clay over? Like, when is it June? I can get on the grass courts. Like,
seriously.
Now watch he like wins Rome or something, but like,
yeah. How about today? I know
today was amazing. I guess we can start with something that I guess the only bet I lost today in Barcelona. I had Kovalik to win a set versus Chapo. And
I had that too. That was my biggest play of the day today. I was so bummed out.
But I'm not that impressed though by this. Kovalik went 0-7 on breakpoint.
Yeah. And I think he had love 40 too, right?
He did. Yeah, he had a love 40 at down 4-2. After he got broken in the second set, he had love 40 to break back, and he wasn't able to. I think Chapo served a pretty good game, but like, you know, there's still a long way to go before I'm going to start backing Chapo.
Me too.
You know,
yeah.
Other than that,
your call on Khachanov against Yari was a good one on the timeline.
Yeah, I mean, I just hit the money line at -200, but I sometimes think there's value in this though. Like, just so people are like, "Oh, I'm going to bet a half unit here," and like, well, if you bet a full unit and you at -200 and you win a half unit. So like, it's not. I don't know. I think like if you feel good, like I just didn't know if I didn't have any confidence in like the line was pretty well set. I thought otherwise. Like Khachanov's the better player, but like Yarry with the serve can hang in there. Khachanov loves to drop sets. Like, so I was just pretty conservative and took the money line, but he got through pretty easily. It was like 4-4. And it was pretty like, I don't know if he even faced break point Khachanov. He might have faced one break point or something. Like it wasn't.
Yeah, but
He might have got broke once. I don't remember, but it was
you're
like
right about Yari liking the South American swing way better just because of the heat down there and like.
Well, I also think I put it on the timeline, right? Like I think the ball bounce is a big deal too. Like, he's a taller guy, so the ball getting up, which is going to do more in hotter conditions, I think is better for him. And looking back on it, it's something I noticed. It felt like on the South American swing, he got more high forehands to hit at and was able to dictate more. Whereas now the ball is not bouncing as much on these these clay courts. Like lower bouncing balls are harder for him to hit. And especially like a guy like Khachanov, who like, especially on the backhand side, he's a lot flatter, is going to be more brutal for Yarry.
I was a little bit reluctant also to hit Khachanov because I think he had a late trip into Barcelona. I think he was at Medvedev's daughter's getting baptized in Monte Carlo.
Oh, I did not know that.
So, yeah, Rublev is like the godfather, and I think Khachanov was there. I saw him in a picture, so I think he had a late trip in. So I was a little bit.
The godfather. That's amazing.
He is. So, but Khachanov was definitely there, and I think he had a late trip in. So that's why I was a little bit reluctant to go so pro Khachanov, and I thought that match was close, on paper. Khachanov being the favorite, but yeah, I mean, you were definitely on the right end of that.
So you and I both. I didn't have that much. I went Evans plus to win a set at like -200 also against Arnaldi, and he ended up straight setting him, which I was honestly surprised by. but
I was thinking of actually live betting Arnaldi throughout that match. It was actually lucky that I was too busy at work to actually hit that bet because like it's 5-4 in the second set. Let me bet Arnaldi because Evans is a choker. Like he has a tendency of doing that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Evans just because of that win is not someone I'm gonna back. Like I don't think one win against Arnaldi is enough to change my like outlook on him in terms of betting. How about you?
I mean, he's looked a little better though the past 3 weeks, right? Like he's at least winning matches again. True. He's not beating like top 20 players, but he's at least winning matches again. Like
I think he plays Khachanov tomorrow, so that's
he does. I mean, I don't think he's gonna win that match, but like he beat Popyrin and Maricat, which again, like Popyrin can be terrible at times, but like I mean, I don't know, Popyrin's playing better. He beat he lost to Molcan today, right? Molcan today? In
3 sets.
Yeah, it was competitive. It was a competitive. That was a competitive match. I mean, look, Vavasori is not a great player, but at least it's like a win's a win. Like he hadn't won a match. He lost 6 in a row after the Australian Open, including losing to Nicolas Mejia in Davis Cup. So like, it was looking really bad. He's now won like, again, nothing amazing, but like beat Popyrin, beat Vavasori, beat Arnaldi on clay. Like, these are like, they're not like great ATP wins, but like it's better than where he was at.
Yeah.
He won a set versus RCB and Marrakech in the semis. Won a set versus Ivashka. Like again, this isn't like massive bragging rights, right? Like he winning a set off of RCB is like not amazing, but he's showing that he's at least a competent ATP player, which it didn't seem like he was for a while.
Yeah, I would agree with that. How about Musetti? Destroyed Kubler today.
I had the money line there too as well at -400. I just didn't know what to trust in terms of, and the line was pretty big. It was like 4.5, which just like, I don't know, like Kubler fights like Huber does a good job of fighting, so I was nervous to lay the four.
Yeah, I
to lay
really
the
think
4.5.
he struggles on clay. It's
I
just like,
know he does. I know he does, but he still like competes. And 4.5 is a lot of games, and like
right.
serve order a lot of times becomes important at 4.5. Like, but I think the takeaway is more like Musetti looks Musetti again.
He
Like
does.
I think he's like safely off the fade list.
Yeah, at least on European clay, he is. I mean, I thought like he was slightly overvalued here by the markets just because like they were kind of prisoner of seeing him do well in Monte Carlo. And I was like, just because of one win versus a subpar Djokovic doesn't really truly reflect how bad he's been for the first 4 months of the year.
I mean, my theory there is he had a shoulder injury at one point. My theory is that he's playing through an injured shoulder to collect first round prize money at these tournaments, especially if he's getting appearance fees, which he probably is. I mean, he was the top seed in a couple of those tournaments, so he's probably getting appearance fee money. And he's probably just playing hurt to collect money. That's my theory. And my theory is now his shoulder's hurt. And like two things, like one, Musetti maybe is smart enough not to talk about if he is hurt. Two, he might just nobody really cares about Musetti, right? He's not a star player. He's got a lot of talent. He's fun to watch, but he's not like a star player.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have to chill on Musetti and not fade him as hard on going forward this clay season. How about Norrie? Do you think he's kind of getting back to where he was pre Golden Swain? Do you just not look much?
I want to see one more match. I thought this matchup, like I stayed away from this one. We talked about it like just 10 minutes ago. I stayed away from this one. I thought like I just didn't think Khachanov is a very good matchup for a guy like Norrie who's gonna like Norrie is like he really is like the definition of he's gonna make you hit a lot of balls. He's not really a pusher, but like he really doesn't go for too much. He's one of the best tactical players on the tour. Like he's just like, and I thought for a guy like Khachanov, like it's just gonna be a real struggle. But at the same time, like with how bad Norrie is, look, there was no way I was betting him, and there was no way I was betting him in the first round of this tournament. So like, to me, this was a dead stay away.
Yeah, but he so lifeless in his last two losses, like especially in the one, the Cerundolo and Monte Carlo and the Barrera one. Like,
yeah.
And I just, Kotov had a good week in Marrakech. I agree with you. I mean, especially now since we saw this beatdown, like it's a bad matchup for him. But yeah, I mean it's interesting because Norrie plays Musetti next round. So I mean that's one of the matches of the day tomorrow.
That's a really interesting match. Like I doubt I'm gonna bet it. I have to see what the line is. I haven't looked at the lines yet.
Yeah.
But that's a really I'll be really interested to see. I think that the results of that is relevant.
Definitely. So I think that's a good place to kind of transition into tomorrow's matches.
All right. Where do you want to start?
We can start in Munich.
All right. Yeah, Munich. There's not as many. Oh no, Munich. There's a full round of 16 because of all the rain.
It is. Yeah, it was basically a wash today, right?
Yeah.
So
I gotta say, I really like that they're starting Karatsev and Altmaier at 10:30 in the morning. I'm also really worried. So a note on Munich. There's a chance it's going to rain tomorrow still. I was looking at the weather forecast there. It's like 50-50. There's going to be showers still tomorrow. Which is...
I see cloudy conditions tomorrow for most of the day. So they should be able to play through it. But it's wicked cold. Like at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's like 39 degrees.
Yes, it's mid 40s. It's going to be freezing.
It's brutal.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I guess it depends what weather app you use. I'm seeing like 50-50 in the morning until like mid-afternoon, and then clearing up for a bit and then coming back in the evening. So like they'll get some play in, but I don't know if they'll get the full round of 16 in.
Okay.
And they also don't have lights, right?
They don't. So I think they can only play until like 8 p.m.
8:30. Yeah, I mean, because like I think they're trying to do 4 matches on a court, which means like, I mean, geez, if they don't start early, like if they get like some long matches, that could be tough to fit them all in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be super slow. I mean, I know they have a little bit of altitude there, but still, like 39 degrees on a wet clay court,
Yeah. Yeah.
like that's slow as slow can be.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's
Um,
a little altitude, about 500 meters, so there'll be some altitude there.
yeah, yeah. So
So
I'm a
starting
little.
off, I mean that match, I don't know what you'd bet on
I
Karatsev
bet
Altmaier.
Altmaier money line. It's not looking good, but who knows? You know, Karatsev can come out sluggish, and like
Yeah.
it's only. I think it's one break. So
So
I
we
don't know.
start with Rune versus Hanfman. Does Hanfman have
Yeah.
any chance here?
I think he does, to be honest. I think home crowd. Rune coming off that tough week in Monte Carlo. I want to see the line here. I don't know. I haven't seen this line. Ooh, 4.5.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this line is like pretty perfect.
Are you putting much stock into that tough week Rune had? Like, do you think he's gonna come here and be like,
I think it's really difficult. So I think the only possibility is mental fatigue. Either mental fatigue or like uh lack of interest in playing. He's just here to collect an appearance fee. But like, because I mean, but because I mean, from a pure physical perspective, right? He's had 3 days off now since Monte Carlo, so he's had time to recover.
mhm. He is defending
I mean,
champion here.
what?
He is defending champion here. So
It's
you
a
think,
650. I mean, he just
yeah,
had a,
right,
he just picked up 600 points in a Masters.
right.
Um, Trying to see is there a head to head here? I'm guessing there's not. There's not.
I like, to me, what the line that I'm thinking about here is the plus 1.5 sets for Honkman.
What is that going to be like? Plus 110?
It's minus 105.
No thanks.
No?
I think this is a dead stay away.
And
Like I think
my rationale behind that line is, or that bet is, because like there's one guy who's going to be really intense. Like for Hoffman, this is a huge match, right? In his home
Yeah.
country, he's going to be 100% all in. Whereas
Yep.
Rune, his intensity is a question mark. Like he might come in sluggish. It's like really cold, early in the day. He might just come out and just like not really want to play, and lack intensity early on. His maturity is still a question mark. I think he's a professional dude. Like I think, he really wants to do well, but like I don't know. I think Hoffman can steal a first set here. So that's what I'm gonna hit here. Plus 1.5.
My comeback is if Rune is playing halfway decent tennis, can Hoffman do anything? If Rune's 80%, can Hoffman win a set?
It's tough.
Like this is something that, like I actually did have interest in betting Hoffman here, but I think the market has this pretty close to right. Like if I were getting like plus 350 on the money line, and if I were getting like plus, I don't know, 130 to win for Hoffman to win a set, I'd probably take it. I just don't like, I don't know. I don't love it at minus 105.
Then do you like the over 2.5 sets at plus 165?
Well, no, because
Because like if Hanfman wins a set, Rune is also going to win a set. Like you think Rune wins this match, so it's going to be Rune in 3.
well, I mean, there's a small chance, and this is why I'm staying away, is because like I think there's a small chance the Rune just comes out with no intensity and that Hoffman like wins big. Like But the problem is, I mean, Hoffman 2-0 is only plus 550.
Right.
Like, there's just like none of like I think I wonder what this came out at, because to me it looks like the market's gotten this one pretty close to right.
Okay.
It might even be pro room. Like, what is the 4.5? What is the line on that spread? Yeah, it's even at minus, like, it's basically like minus 4.3 or something. Is if you're
yeah,
like, because they're giving you room at even money for it at minus 4.5. So like that could get to 4. I think at 4 games, laying the games on Rune probably becomes decent. Like 4 is 1 break per set. Might only be 1 break total. It's 7-6-6-3.
I don't know. It's just I can't see Rune coming out of here on a 40-degree morning in Munich, like coming out all guns blazing.
So you think there's less? I mean, what are the chances the Rune comes out just like without any energy? You think it's more than 50%? Then if so, the Hoffman plays a great play. I just think it's like, I think there's a chance. I think it's enough to like sway me to move me betting wise, but it feels like some of that's already baked in.
A little bit, but like Hoffman is comfortable on this surface. Like this is his best surface. Like Hoffman is a respectable clay court player.
He is. I mean, Hoffman at this event, he's made 1 quarter back in 2017, which is actually pretty impressive.
He's had a decent year. He took Cerundolo to 3 sets in Buenos Aires. He made semis, I believe, in Santiago.
I have no interest. I think trying to bet on whether or not Rune is going to come out like with intensity is just a fool's errand. Like, you're building a narrative with like really no data to support or not support it. Like, have we seen Rune in the past just come out and chunk away a first round match? I guess that would be the thing to look at to see if there's like some sort of history of this.
Adelaide.
Yeah, but it's Yoshi. I mean, Yoshi was looking like a decent player at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's had a bad year, so it looks a lot worse in retrospect. He was a decent player then.
Cincinnati last year. Umag last year.
I guess you got Bastad, Hamburg, that he lost in the
But he was
first round.
he was lacking form at that point, you know, like he had that. But you see, like he had a really good result in Roland Garros, and then he hit a lull. You know, like just
Well, he went to grass, right? Like, so that probably explains
okay, but like
it.
that lull lasted throughout the U.S. Open. Like he didn't do well really like throughout the entire summer, and then he had a really good end of the year, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think he can like. He's not going to be good at backing up good results.
But I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, look, he put together a bunch of good results to end the year.
He did, but then he started the year pretty poorly. Like it's not like he had a good start to the year.
So he doesn't have more than 1 tournament in him this time.
What do you mean?
Like, why couldn't he do well here? Why couldn't he do well in Monte Carlo, here, and Madrid, and then he just runs out of gas by Rome?
Finals of a Masters 1000 is different. It's like he's only done that once before in Paris.
I mean, if anything, it's mental fatigue. I don't think you have any data either way to support it. Which, I mean, I guess that's advantage to the better in some ways. So, like, I mean, I guess if you like it, go for it. Like, I just don't think there's any data for or against it.
There's not too much data. But also like he lacks maturity. He's not the most mature guy, right? So I don't think
Sure,
he's
which
come
could or
out
could not be
firing.
related to what you're asking about. You know what I mean? Like
I'm basing
I
my
don't think
argument on
like you're
hypotheticals.
what?
I'm basing my argument
Right,
80%.
that's my point. So I guess like if you feel good about your hypotheticals, like that's advantage to the better because like you would have that advantage over the market theoretically. I don't believe or not believe your argument. I don't know. Like there's nothing to back it up in either direction.
I feel good about it. I'm hammering it. Plus 1.5 sets, Hoffman.
2 units? Two
Let's
units?
go. 1.5. 1.5.
All right. All right.
You're staying away totally?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, if this gets down, but probably not. Like
It's not
I just
gonna
think like the market. I think the market has this pretty well set, to be honest. Like,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, next match.
But actually, you know what? What is Hoffman in the first set? What is the first set line?
plus 190. Ooh.
Is that better than the minus 105 if we're going by our hypotheticals?
I like that better. Much better, actually. Because I feel like Hoffman might come out better. Rune might come out sluggish. And then as Rune builds a rhythm, he might turn the match in his favor. I like that much more, actually. Plus 190. That's what I'm hitting. Are you going to
I
tell
think
me?
it's a great play if you're going to play it. It still is tough because, like, on a slow, so all your narratives make sense.
Mm-hmm.
The tennis narratives, I mean, on a slow clay court, like Rune can hit through it probably. Hoffman is going to be underpowered. I mean, anybody is against Rune almost, but he's going to be underpowered. He's not the better ball striker.
But it's a question. If Rune misses, that's irrelevant. And he might start getting impatient because the court is so slow and try to overhit. So that argument can work in my favor.
Yeah.
So I like that play much more. I'm going to bet that first line. I guess I'm waking up at 4 a.m. Popcorn tennis, baby. Popcorn tennis.
Yeah, for real. For real.
All right, next match.
I mean, I might actually back on that. The plot, like, if you're gonna have narratives like this, I'd rather have them on bigger plus money,
Right.
right? Because like you're at least getting paid better if your narrative hits.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, man. That's yeah.
All right.
In some ways, that's almost better. So like in some ways, that's almost like in some ways, it's almost better than the money line because like I don't need him to win 2 sets. I just need him to win the first set. I don't know. Got to think about it. It's tough.
Okay. All right. Next match we got Koboli against Ote.
So I have a play here.
You do?
Yeah, my play is the under here. The under 22 at minus 105. So 22 is a lot of games on clay.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like Saboy, he's a younger player. It feels like he could go away. Like it feels like he either could play great, in which he would win in 2 sets, or he could play bad and then he loses in 2 sets.
He has played a lot of quick matches.
I mean, even the ones that are 3 sets where he's gone over, that's only 23 games for a 3-setter. And the one below it against Sapir is also only 23 games for a 3-setter.
Right.
Now, it scares you the other way is is a big serving player. So, like, do you really want to take an under against a big server?
See, I was thinking the 3-set line here. Just because, like, I don't really trust Ote on clay, even though he did have a good win against Baez and he has been good here. But Koboli's also won 3 matches here pretty comfortably, so he's like, I don't know. But at the same time, I mean, he's terrible, but he's been good in Munich. Like that altitude really helps him.
Well, it helps the serve, right? Or at least it helps him like.
Does
What do you think?
the home crowd as well?
But that's why I like the 2 sets. The under 22, because like it's probably outplays Kabuli. But like if Kabuli is playing great, like maybe Ott plays bad.
I think I'm gonna stay away here.
That's
I just
probably
don't
the
know.
right move.
I just
That's
don't know
probably the
how
right
this
move.
match plays out.
I actually think given the conditions tomorrow, like given this is gonna be potentially like 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so like
Yeah.
5 Celsius. I think that makes the under even more likely. Like if one guy just doesn't want to be there.
Oh, it's gonna want to be there. And Kaboy, I think he's gonna want to be there too. Like this is a, big match for him. He's playing an ATP 250 round of 16, ranked out of the top 200. So this is like a great opportunity for him to make some points. So no, both guys are going to want to be there. I don't. I don't
know. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like the narrative makes sense, right? Like it's a relevant match for both guys. But I can see like I haven't watched enough of Kabul to really know like, but it's I guess I gotta think. I gotta probably do a little bit more research on Kabul, but like I don't know, man. Like sometimes these guys just don't want to be there in matches that are huge. Like they just get like depressed and don't want to be there. Like it happens. So
over 2.5 sets is plus 140. I think I'm just gonna stay away, man. I can't. I don't really have a feel for this one. I don't really like the under either because I could see some momentum swings. Like neither guy's that good. So like it might be hard to close out a match. It might get tight. I don't know. All right, let's move on.
all right. Next up, Giron, who we hate to bet the matches that are your own matches against Richard. How did Richard get here?
He had a good win against Struff today. He beat him 5-5. I guess I didn't see the match, but I guess Struff went on one of his like 5-game runs of just dumping forehands in the bottom of the net.
I mean, did he lose 5 games in a row?
No, I don't think so. But
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he didn't play well.
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy how like Struff can beat Demonor and Rude in straight sets, and then like the next week just lose to some guy out of the top 200. Like that's just Struff in a nutshell.
Yeah. Richard only won 1 match to qualify. I got a walkover.
Yeah. But Giron, I mean,
What is the line? Your own -4?
3.5. It's hard to lay games.
I think you go your own. I think you go your own and lay the games.
Lay the games?
Like, he's just better than Richard. I want to see, like, how does Yaron do against, like, players outside the top 100? Because he should dominate these guys. That should be where he makes his money.
It should be. But with his mental lapses and stuff and like his
Tennis Abstract's gonna let me look this up, right? So we can actually get an answer to this.
Yeah.
5-4 in the past year versus guys outside the top 100.
Ooh,
that said, his losses are Machak. I would argue that he's basically a top 100 player.
Okay.
I mean, fair. It was on Houston clay, but I think Machak's a lot better than that.
Okay.
Hopperin and Adelaide, which I would argue he's a lot better than than his ranking there. Team, who's we bashed Team, but he's
Okay.
borderline top 100.
Where was that loss? The team.
Gijon, hardcourt.
Dijon. Okay.
And then he lost to Struff on grass in Stuttgart. It's like another tough loss, but I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, those guys may have been out of the top 100 at that point, but like their true level is like inside the top 100.
Yeah, so it's really
it's
hard to see. Like,
hard to say.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, he's definitely a step up for Richard.
and then prior to this, he lost to Arna Boldi. That's not good. Lost to Jesper de Jong in straight sets.
I think we're overcomplicating this. I think this is your own. Like, I think he's just more than 3.5 games better as a clay court tennis player.
You're probably right, and he had a decent win against RCB in the last round.
Like, I actually feel relatively good about this. Like, I think there's definitely narratives that would make you say that like Jerome's a bad play here, but I think like
how about -1.5 sets at +115? Do you like that better?
I'm thinking about it.
I like that better.
I think I do. Yeah, I think I do like that better.
I
But
don't
no,
like,
I don't know though. Do I though? Because like it's -105 versus +115. It's pretty uncommon that Jerome's going to win 2 sets and not cover 3.5
on clay.
on clay. So it means what's more important to me, to get 20 cents or to get like a potential backdoor cover with a 6-2 set, or some sort of weird scenario where like,
Well, we both think
you have like a
Giron
6-4,
is
6-7,
better,
6-3 or
right? So
something.
if Richard redlines and finds a way to win a set 7-6 or like a second set 7-6, he might go away in the third.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I like laying the games actually. I want to account for that because also it's so cold and like, who knows what's going to happen in these first sets.
Yeah.
And I think Giron -210 in the money line on a money line parlay that we should probably do tomorrow. That's actually a decent play as well.
I agree.
So, okay, I'm going to tell you on that. I like that. All right, next match we have is you can go to Christian Garin and Lorenzo Sonego. Very interesting match here. Line is Garin -130, Sonego +110. Garin is a 1-game favorite. The total is standard 22.5. Do you have a play here?
I mean, at first glance, this looks like Garin, but I don't know, man. Like, but like, do I really want Garin in like 40-degree weather?
Do you want Sonego in 40-degree weather?
We
Because
just
I
talked
feel
about
like
Sonego's high energy.
energy.
I mean, but the answer is probably we don't want either.
You want a 3-set line here?
No. Although that +130 is appetizing. But I mean, I don't know.
It's tough. It's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, is there a head-to-head here? I doubt it.
Good question.
But you guys are both veterans. Like, there might be.
Nope.
Nope, there's no head-to-head. Oh, there's one.
Yeah.
There's a qualifying match in 2016, Barletta.
Yeah, challenger.
Uh,
That's a challenger qualifying match, I think.
7 years ago. Very, very relevant.
Yeah.
So basically, there's no data.
No.
I mean, what are your thoughts on the matchup?
I think the line is properly set. I know I did comment on Sonogo's energy, but I just think Garin is like slightly better on clay. And I think he has slightly better rally tolerance, which is going to be key in these heavy, cold conditions. Like, I feel like Sonogo's game, like he's high energy, but like he likes to be the aggressor, right? And it's going to be very, very hard for him to like find winners in these conditions. And that's going to cause him stress. So I actually don't mind the Garin money line here.
What do you think about one of these guys over 12 and a half games?
That's it. I was looking at that. I think you should take the Garin side of it. Just because I think he's the favorite here. Slight favorite. So to me, there's one of three lines. I can't tell which one is the best one to play. It's either Garin over 12 and a half, the over 2.5 set line, or the Garin money line play. I think those are.
I would take the Garin money line then.
Just go money
There's
line.
There's usually less juice on money line, so I think that's
agree.
your tiebreaker.
Okay. So just go Garin money line.
Yeah, I might take the Garin over 12. I mean, but man, like, it's like you look at Garin though, and like, I don't know, man. Like, his wins list is just so unimpressive. Like, what is his best winning context this year?
Rude.
But that was when we was playing like crap.
Yeah.
He was just coming back.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, we got Bublik on clay, Pedro on clay, Team on clay, Nishioka in Indian Wells. Nishioka's been terrible. Rude in Indian Wells. Rude was playing horrible. Tabilo's not even top 150 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Your own. You got your own. That's a win. Bias on a hard court doesn't count. Hugo Delian is on Houston clay is weird. I'm not sure how to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I think Sonego is better than any of these guys that he's beaten. Which then makes me say go Sonego.
On clay, though, Humbert, Alice.
Yeah, but he just has that many matches on clay, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, you can only beat the guys. Manny's famous comment: you can only beat the guys in front of you.
You know what? You talked me off the Garin money line. That's for sure.
Is it Sonego over 12 and a half?
You know what? I'm going to go 3-set line here. Plus 135. I just don't see how either of these guys can, like, keep the momentum long enough to win a straight set match.
I'm just scared because this feels like a go. I mean, this feels like a go. I mean, this actually even more. You're right on Otten and Saboli. Like those guys shouldn't go away. They'd just be if they decide to be whiny. This feels like it could be a go away match.
These guys are not going to go away. Sonego loves to compete. Like
Yeah, and I guess Green too.
Green needs points. Like he's almost out of the top 90.
Yeah.
Like this is where he can accumulate points. Like he needs the matches. And Sonego takes everything. Sonego is a good competitor. I don't like think that that's the problem here.
These are such. I mean, you don't see ATP matches played, but I guess the weather will be warmer by this time of day. It'll be like 50. That's not that. It's not like there's a big difference between 40 and 50.
Yeah.
If this was an 11 a.m. match, I would be scared and I wouldn't care. In the sense that, like, I would think that like the weather just gets so cold. Like one guy, they may not even go away. They may just like not be able to get warmed up and might not be able to play well. You know what I mean? Like it all of a sudden becomes like a different match.
Yeah.
I want to play this.
I'm definitely going to over 2.5 sets. I've made up my mind here.
I think I'm going to tell you. Okay. Like you guys are even enough that like these guys are even enough.
I want plus money here. It's like it's a risky bet, so I want plus money.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either that or the Sonego money line.
Okay.
Because I really don't. I mean, like, so let's turn around the other way. Like, why is Sonego a dog here? Like, I really can't think about why Sonego should be a dog here.
It's the rally tolerance, I think. It's just like the erratic play.
Yeah, but is Garin that much better?
No, if Sonego plays his best tennis, he's going to lose. No doubt. But can you trust Sonego to really play his best tennis after a tough match against Halis today?
That wasn't today, was it? That was yesterday.
It was.
They hardly played today.
No, I think it was today. Oh.
If you go to the daily schedule, it'll show you today's matches.
Oh, yeah.
They hardly played. I don't think they played at all.
Oh, yeah, it was yesterday.
They rained out. Yeah, so he's got an off day in there.
Ago. Okay.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, so Sonego's worst loss this year is Kubler in 2 sets in Indian Wells. 6-4, 7-6. Like, I don't know. We just talked about how Garin has no relevant wins. Like, I really don't see why Sonego's a dog here. Like, if you look up, Sonego's had actually a pretty good year. Like, it's really like I really don't like what makes us think that Garin is like a better player than Sonego on any surface, but even clay.
Well, that's why it's a really tough match to pick because Sonego is a way better shot maker, the way flashier player. If he plays his best tennis, there's no way Garin wins.
I think he's a better player, not even like a better upside, just a better player.
But Garin has a way better, like he has better rally tolerance. He's more kind of steady. Like he doesn't have as many peaks and dips.
Yeah, but then why can't he beat any real players? I mean, right? Like he can't. I mean, he can't beat anybody who's any good or who's playing decent tennis.
Nearly beat Tsitsipas in Miami, but I guess it doesn't really count.
Well, that was injured Tsitsipas, right?
Yeah. Huh. I still prefer the over 3 set line. I just think they're going to be momentum swings, but I don't dislike it if you go with Sonego money line.
I think I'm gonna go Sonego money line.
Sonic money line.
Yeah, or maybe yeah. Like,
All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the 3-set line, and then I'm gonna go Sonic 2-1 at plus 365.
Okay, interesting take.
And I'll do a unit on each. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Next match,
Oh, Zverev O'Connell.
Zverev O'Connell. So I already have that match was supposed to be today, so I already have a play here. My play is over 2.5 sets at plus 200.
I'm just a dead stay away here. I think this is a perfectly. I think 4.5 is the exact right line here. I looked at this and wanted to hit this 3 different ways, but I just can't see anything. Like, it's really weird too, because it's a massive money line for just a 4.5 games.
True.
They've played before at least once, if not twice.
They played in Dubai this year. It was 5-4.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And honestly, it feels like this match is like. This match feels like it's gonna be like exactly that every time. Especially on clay. Like Zverev's just so much better than O'Connell on clay. Even this version of Zverev. And I feel like Zverev tends to go through mental issues against when he's not confident, like against guys who are closer to him in level. There's a big level gap here.
There is, but O'Connell has shown this year that he makes in-match adjustments. I was impressed what I saw when he played Medvedev. Like, O'Connell has played higher ranked opponents pretty decently this year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
But this isn't his best surface for O'Connell. He'd rather have this be on a hard court.
He would.
Where he lost 5-4 already to Zverev.
But also, it's the first match of the tournament. You know, like I don't know what Zverev is going to turn out. Like he might come out and just miss a gazillion forehands. You know, and it's not that I love this play, like like have so much confidence that O'Connell can win a set. I'm getting it at plus 200.
Yeah.
You know, like if I was getting
it's really weird.
40, I wouldn't hit it. But
it's really weird, right? That the book seems to really think this match never goes 3 sets.
Right.
Like the internal, like these lines are very are kind of like not that consistent amongst themselves, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Plus 200 on 3 sets on a slow clay court in the first match of the tournament.
So I mean, if you're gonna do that, right? If you're gonna bet the over 2.5 sets,
yeah,
would it make more sense to bet O'Connell 2-1 at plus 900? Like the odds are just so much bigger, right? Like regardless of whether or not you think O'Connell's a better player, I mean, you're getting O'Connell at 9-1 versus 2-1.
Yeah.
And it feels like if you're that sure that O'Connell's not going to beat Zverev in the 3rd set, then you should take Zverev 2-1. But it actually feels like here, this is the time to take one of the players 2-1 as opposed to the 3-set line.
I might do the over 2.5 sets and then do O'Connell 2-1 and put a unit on both.
I think this for me is a dead stay away. Like I just don't see like
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think this line is I think all these lines are really well set. And I just like and again I'm reading these lines and like these lines are really weird. Like you would have you wouldn't expect this to be plus 200 to go 3 sets. But yet the line would only be 4.5 games. Like usually if like Van Ash today was plus 240 to go 3 sets, and that was a match with a line of 6 games.
Right.
6.5. So
yeah. I feel like you're a little bit higher on Zverev than I am. I'm still like pretty low on where he is. I don't know.
Um,
I haven't really seen that impressive of a performance from him this year.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. Like he's been pretty good. He beat Rublev. Like, I mean, if you look right, like, or he lost to Rublev. He didn't beat Rublev. He lost to Rublev. But I mean, if you look the past, like, he's not losing to bums. Like all of his losses are tough losses and very explainable losses.
Arrow Daniel, bad loss.
I'm fine with Taro down. Like clearly something was goofy.
Something's wrong.
Like he got bageled by Taro Daniel. I don't even count that. Like
okay. The 2 losses to Medvedev, okay. Rublev. Murray, Greek's poor.
I mean, he was terrible in January. Like January, I don't think. Like
yeah.
We were betting. That's when those were the days we were betting Michael Emo money lines and Juan Pablo Varias money lines against him. But like he's in better form now. Like
and 3 sets to Bublik, 3 sets to Rusevori, 2 tight sets to RBA. Like it's not great. It's not like
I mean 4-4 is not that tight.
Okay. 4-4, fine.
And like and that's probably O'Connell's level right now. It's probably actually slightly below a Goot. Like, I mean, are you treating O'Connell like a top 50 player?
No, but I'm also betting the spot here. Like Zverev's first match, cold conditions, home crowd, so he feels like he has to live up to the hype. He's the favorite here. He's not the best at dealing with pressure.
I mean, is he the favorite here? I don't think he's the favorite here.
No, yeah. Maybe Rune is, but like he's second favorite.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. There's just a lot of things that point towards Zverev like just not coming out well and being tight. Like he doesn't deal with pressure well.
Well, but sometimes he does. Like sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Right? We've had this discussion before.
We've had, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I also he just pisses me off.
I feel like that's what it is. I honestly feel like you just have a bias against Zverev.
But I'm not just betting with my heart here. Like I also like there's some truth in like my hate towards him, kind of, like
sometimes like he's all over the map.
Yeah, I just think O'Connell keeps us competitive and wins a set. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next match. Let's go to Fujovic and Fritz. All right. So Fritz is my pick to win this tournament. I like him here. But then again, Fujovic plays to the level of the competition. He might raise his game. Right?
I've got no interest in this match, man. This to me is as like if anything, you might back Fujovic here. Do you really think that Taylor Fritz wants to even bother coming out in the cold? Like he can just collect his appearance fee and go home. Like he's a California kid. Like
in Madrid, yeah, that's true. I'm staying away here, man. Staying away, totally.
I think it's the right play.
Because Fujovic also plays to the level of the competition. He can play a good match here. As you said, you don't know how Fritz is going to take the cold weather.
So then why wouldn't you take a pro Fujovic line?
Because I don't trust him either, because he could also lay an egg and play terribly.
Yeah, I agree.
I
agree.
No. All right, and then Huesler and Dominic Thiem. This is interesting. Thiem is a -3.5 game favorite, -300 on the money line, and it's a 22 game total. The over 2.5 set line is +155, which I think might be the play.
Husler on clay though, really? He just lost a set to Edmund.
So have you gained some more trust in team now?
I mean, I was never that low on team to begin with, right? Like, I think I mean, I kept saying on clay he's a legitimate ATP pro. He's top 100 on clay for sure.
He's showing that like he's still going to struggle against top 10 guys. Like he got wiped away by Holger Rune.
We're not saying he's top 10. We're not even saying he's anywhere close to the top 50. Husler might not be a top 200 player on clay. He just lost a set to Edmund.
True.
Like, so the play might be here team minus the games. Team and lay the games. Like
3.5.
Yeah. I mean, Husler's wins on clay. He beat some guy Facundo Mena in the Mexico City Challenger.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have a single. He has one clay. Okay, so Husler has one clay main draw win in the past 12 months, and it's Rune.
Rune of all people.
Yeah, that's his only main draw win. Now, Grant doesn't really have too many main draw matches because he just doesn't get in. I mean, his ranking's a little better now, but he was still playing some challengers and things, I guess. But like, I don't know. But he's just so up and down even within a given match, Husler, you know? Like, he can play fine, but then he can play absolutely terrible for periods of time.
Yeah.
Team's a little more consistent, at least like within the day. Like he has good days and bad days, but usually like he doesn't like. Usually, if he's having a rough day, it's just a rough day, and if he's having a good day,
who did he lose to in Monte Carlo? Was it Munar?
Yeah, and 3.
3. That's not really good either. Munar has really been struggling.
But I don't like team in these. Well, but maybe I don't hate team in these conditions. Can't get. I mean, well, team. Husler's a lefty, right?
Yeah. But I think Husler is going to struggle in these conditions more, actually, thinking about it more.
Oh, the conditions are awful for Husler. Awful. I mean, the only saving grace is a little bit of altitude, which will help us serve a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, if team plays well, team wins this.
You know what? I'm going to lay the games with team here. Because I feel like if Husler wins a set by some off chance, it's going to be like a 7-6 set, like a really, really close set. And I think he's not going to be able to match like teams like ball striking from the back of the court. And I think he could like have a backdoor cover.
I will say, like, if Husler's not playing well, this can get way away from him.
It could. So I think laying the games is better here than the straight sets.
But so then I can tell the opposite story, right? And say that with Husler's serve, which is the one thing he kind of does well, like 6-4-7-6 is like, it's not likely, but it could be in play here, especially if team gets broken once in a set.
It's going to be very hard for Husler to break.
It's clay. I mean, I don't know.
I'm laying the games. That's how I'm playing it. Are you tailing me?
I don't know.
You know.
These are tough, man. These matches
are tough matches. Like, yeah.
It's just kind of a weak draw. So you end up with a lot of these like weak matches. They're just like guys with massive issues. You know, honestly, I might stay away from this too. Like, it's just like I feel like tomorrow with the weird conditions and like if it is raining, it could be. I mean, there could be rain during, and it might be showers when they might be actually playing through rain. Which, like, it's just a rare thing to see guys have to do. So like regardless of like, regardless of like, okay, the conditions should be better for a guy's game.
Mhm.
You're like some guys just don't like the rain,
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't think rain is good for either guy, to be honest.
I don't know. Like, I don't think from like a pure tennis perspective, I agree with you, Manny.
Mm-hmm.
But the question in my mind is like, it could just be really like weird, nasty conditions that guys aren't used to, and like, who's going to be better at adapting that?
Yeah.
Like theoretically, team, but we don't know that. Like, it's just like these guys don't play in like cold, rainy weather very often.
Yeah, true. All right. Well, let's move on to Banja Luka. We got 5 matches on the slate here. First match is Dusan Lajovic against Gregoire Barrère. Lajovic is a 4-game favorite, minus 285 on the money line. Barrère is plus 225, and it's a 21.5 game total. Oh my goodness. The over 2.5 set line is plus 155. Barrère is not known as a clay guy. Lajovic is, but I don't think that's worth 4 games, in my opinion. Because Lajovic is prone to some dips in his play.
I mean, but Barrera's like the opposite of a clay guy, man.
He is.
Like
He
he plays
beat
best on like French indoor fast, like super fast
hardcore.
hard.
Yeah.
And not just hard, like super fast hard. I actually think I'm gonna lay the games here, or maybe the sets, one or the other. Like, I don't see how, and it doesn't really matter which I do. So I'll probably lay the games. I don't see how Lajovic ever or how Barrera ever wins this match. Ever.
I don't disagree with you. Lajovic is clearly a favorite here. I just don't really trust Lajovic. He has a lot of dips. Like he's not good enough where he can sustain a good level for a long period of time.
Yeah, fine, but like Barrera can't on clay either. I don't know if Barrera can sustain any level for any period of time on clay.
Like Lajovic just lost to Humbert and Popperin.
Okay, and Barrera almost lost to Hamad Medvedev. I don't even know if he's a full-time player, and just lost to Benoit Paire.
Medvedev was actually a favorite in the match against Barrère.
Was he really?
He was. He lost to Paire, and he lost. Yeah, okay.
Lost to Sock and Indian Wells. Like as soon as you get him off the French.
How did he do on clay last year? Beat Tara Daniel, doesn't say much. Leon made the final in Aix-en-Provence.
I think it's a little bit of a. I think it's a little bit of a weird. I'm not sure if that's like a slow clay or if that's a little bit of a faster clay. Yeah. I also think it's another French tournament.
Yeah, true. It's different.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna lay games here. I think this is
lay games here.
Forward one. Yeah, like Lajovic is just way better on clay than Barrera. Actually, no, I'm probably gonna stay away though, because like 4 games is actually a lot. I'm gonna stay away.
I'm playing over
a lot of stayaways.
I'm playing over 2.5 sets, plus 155. I see what you're saying about Barrera. I just like Lajovic can go away. All right, next match: Khachanov and Shelby. Khachanov is a 4.5 game favorite.
Is Shohei a lucky loser?
Oh, good question. I think he may have gotten a wild card, actually. No, he's a qualifier, actually.
Wow.
And in qualifying, he beat Morozon and Lucas Klein.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Hmm.
And he beat Emer in the first round.
The bad Emer?
Yeah. What's the spread here?
4.5.
I think this is a stay away.
4.5 is a lot.
It is. It is.
Maybe Khachanov won at -1.5 sets at -150.
I
No,
don't know, man.
stay away. Stay away. Stay away from that one. All right. Gasquet and Zoomer.
Isn't this another like Gasquet's the way better player, and she just kills Schumer? Like, what has Schumer done in the past 3 years? I know he used to be good at one point, but what has he done recently?
He beat Liam Brody today.
I'm not impressed.
No. Gasquet is underrated in terms of his professionalism and just like he's a good, like he's a top 50 guy in his advanced age, right?
Yeah, I think he's still like 42nd in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive actually.
Yeah, I mean,
play really doesn't help his game.
no, it doesn't. And there's probably a slight advantage to Schumer there. But like, I don't know, man. Like, it's not like Schumer's been racking up like, any sort of success. I think it's Gasquet and we lay the games. Like, and just let Gasquet cover. Or if you don't have as much confidence, just hit the Gasquet money line.
Yeah, I see. This is a very interesting slate because I like a money line parlay here a lot with favorites.
Okay.
Like I could think of like put Ljovic in there. You could put Gasquet in there. Like if we go to Munich, like I'll put Holger Rune I actually want, but I'll put Giron in there. Zverev is too big of a favorite, so I'm not even gonna bother there, especially since I think O'Connell can make it competitive. I would put Fritz in there, and I would put Team in there, and I'm sure we can add one or two more.
No, I would not. I would not add Fritz or Team. Well, I wouldn't add Fritz for sure.
I don't think Vucevic can beat Fritz though.
No? I don't know, man. Fritz has some bad losses. Do you think Taverna could beat Fritz in best of 5? Santiago Fabria. I actually think Fritz eventually won that match. We went 5 sets.
Fritz is a slightly different player now than he used to be. I think he's kind of turned the corner there, but all right, next match, Rublev and Varias. So this is very interesting because Rublev obviously just won Monte Carlo, and I saw on Twitter that he came like looking exhausted and just like, why would he want to be here? Like, I'm actually surprised he hasn't pulled out yet, considering he has 2 Masters 1000s coming up. Do you play the spot here or do you play the like the players? Like, do you assume
Neither.
that
I stay away.
just stay away completely?
Yeah. I mean, stay away is my theme of the day tomorrow, with the exception of Barcelona. There might be some plays there, but like, stay away is the theme of the day. It rhymes too. It's a cool little like, yeah.
I can't stay away from this because like I don't think Rublev is really gonna be. He's gonna be exhausted.
Mentally exhausted. He's had 3 days off.
Mentally exhausted. He also had Medvedev's baptism.
3 days ago, 4 days ago. Like, I think if this is even a Tuesday start, it's a very different story. But like, he got all the way till Thursday.
I can't help myself. I'm betting Varias plus 1.5 sets here, plus 140. That's my play.
I don't know, man. Like,
Rublev also doesn't start tournaments well usually. Like he lost a set to Munar first round, and like he's not used to these conditions. It's totally different. It's cold. It's been damp this week in Banja Luka.
yeah, but tomorrow's supposed to be better.
Tomorrow's better there.
Yeah. Partly cloudy, like high in the low 60s.
Actually, maybe instead of over 2.5, I might play, since the total is 20.5, I might play the over there. Over 20.5. All right, you're staying away there. Okay, last match in Banja Luka tomorrow, Radu Albat and Yuri Lehechka. Lechka's a minus 4.5 game favorite, minus 385. And 20.5 is the total. Here, I actually don't mind lane games. Just because of the difference in firepower. Like, what is Radu Albat gonna do here? Or how about Lechka 2 sets to love at minus 135? I actually like that a lot too.
What is Lechka minus 3.5?
Minus 185.
Yo, yeah, that's an expensive game.
How is Radu Alba going to win a set here? He's so underpowered. Lechka's just better in every facet of the game. Every Radu Alba service game is going to be a total adventure. Like, I'm actually surprised the over 2.5 sets is plus 175 here. Like, I think Lechka steamrolls him. I love this bet at mine. This is probably one.
I don't think it's a steamrolling, but I think the best bet on the board here is the set. I'm actually gonna back. I will tell you on that one.
Okay. All right. All right. So that does it for Banja Luka. I guess we could talk about.
I gotta get my couple of bets in.
Okay. And this match is on Friday. Molchan and Jiri. Jiri is minus 2.5 game favorite, minus 175 on the money line, and 22 game favorite.
That feels like a pretty well set line.
It does look, yeah. Although Molchan has gone 3 sets to like guys with like Popperin, for example. So I don't know. But Jiri had a lull mid-second set against Koric today. So maybe over 2.5 sets at plus 135 is the best line. I don't. Just on first glance, that looks the best. All right, but let's move on to Barcelona. So we got 8 matches here. I think there'll certainly be some plays because like the draw is way stronger here than Banja Luka and Munich. So let's start with ADF and Rusevori. Very interesting match. ADF, Davidovich Fokina, 3.5 game favorite, -250 on the money line. Rusevori is plus 195, and the total is 21.5. Fokina straight sets is even money. Actually, plus 110 you could get it at. Over 2.5 sets is plus 155. Anything catches your eye here? I'm curious what you have to say here because I can't really think of a play. Stay away?
I think so, but like my question is like, should Rusevori really be plus 195 on the money line? Like, is Fokina that good on clay?
He's a Spaniard. Spaniards typically do well here.
But he's not really a true Spaniard. I'm pretty sure he's Russian. He moved to Spain like as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know, man, but like Fokina doesn't lose to bad players. His losses this year are to Khachanov, Chechinato, which is the exception, Paul, Medvedev, Rublev, FAA, Medvedev again. He's lost to Medvedev twice already this year. Halys and Paul.
You're right, but do you put Rusevori in that category? Like they're very close in ranking. They're two spots apart.
I don't put Rusevori in the category of Tommy Paul or Medvedev or FAA.
Yeah, no, obviously not. But you think it's that category of player that those are the only players he's going to lose to?
I mean, so against guys who are sort of near his category, like he beat Etch today pretty good, right? And Etch has been playing really well. He's probably near that category. He beat Nakashima, and Nakashima's probably a little below, but he's probably not that far below this category, right? He's still ranked in the top 50. He beat Garin. He beat Khachanov. This is all Fokina. Like, I don't know. He just seems to do, I don't know. He's like, Fokina's pretty tough.
Yeah, Rusevori's actually had a decent run of it.
Yeah, but I don't love the wins over Bublik or Tiafoe, right? I'm not really too excited about those. So then what are you left with?
Yeah, lost to Struff and Lechka in Monte Carlo. So I think Fokina is a slightly better clay court player, plus he's more athletic. The only thing which gives me cause to pause is that he's more erratic.
I'm always more erratic. Rusevori's pretty erratic too. They're both really erratic. I think the line actually here is pretty good the more I think about it. There might be some small value at ADF, but I think it's probably pretty good. It's probably another stay away, to be honest.
Jeez, yeah. Maybe Fokina 2 sets to love.
We'll just take the -1.5 on the set spread at plus 110. But yeah. I mean, that's interesting. It's more interesting than anything else, but I don't know. What is Fokina over 12.5? That's the play.
-120. That's the play.
That's the play.
That's the play. That's the play. I agree. I'm going to hit that. Because, like, he's erratic. He could easily lose a set here, but we think he wins the match, right? Like, so with all those narratives,
yeah,
that's the play for sure. All right, Demonor and Dimitrov. So they played, I think their head-to-head is like 2-2 or something, and they played like every time like 3-set barn burners.
I think this is terrible. I think this is the match. I mean, maybe if you want to play the over 2.5 sets line, it's the only thing I see playing here. And even that's crappy. It's plus 125. I don't think there's anything to play here, to be honest. I think this is a complete like it's just such an easy match for the book to build. Like these guys are so even.
Yeah.
That is such an easy match for the book to put a line on. They can just put a pick'em line on and you shouldn't pick it because it's 50-50. It's like betting the coin toss.
Right.
I mean,
But who do you think wins the match then? I think the only play here is a money line play if you think one guy has an edge.
no, because the problem here is that like so Dimitrov has the edge if he's playing better, but like it's not really much of an edge because like Dimitrov's level varies more. They cancel perfectly. Like I think this is so dead even. Like I have no.
So what if you arbitrage this one and you bet Demonor plus 2-1 at plus 340 and Dimitrov 2-1 at plus 320? And just bet both, put one unit on both of them.
Well, that's silly. Well, maybe it's not silly, but you're basically betting the 2.5 sets line. There's really no difference at that point. You're just putting 2 units on the 2.5 sets line. Because if you win, you're going to lose at least one of those bets, right? So if you win, you get 2.2 to 2. So you're risking 2 units. If you win, you get 2.2 to 2.4. It's actually way crappier than the plus 125.
You're right. Doing the math. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a crappy 2.5 line though. Like,
I mean, the market knows this matchup, right? This is a very obvious matchup.
yeah.
Like, I guess the question is like, are you these guys better on like this particular clay?
Demonor made semis here last year. Dimitrov, I feel like
I'm tempted to back Dimitrov.
he had like a $70,000 watch stolen or something stolen from him, or he got attacked in some way.
But I'm more okay with it because he beat Gomez badly.
So you don't think it affected him too much mentally? I think he's fine.
I mean, maybe, but like he's had 2 extra days to get over it, right?
Right.
And like, why would it affect him in a close match and not in a not close match? Something like that.
Yeah. This is really tough, man. This is such a tough match to pick. it's great. I mean,
I think I slightly like Dimitrov here. I think if the ball's kicking up a little more, I think that's slight advantage Dimitrov.
yeah.
But again, the book seems to kind of think it too, because I think Dimitrov was minus 115, right? So like, I don't even know if it's worth the 5 cents juice. Like, so I'm 100% out on this. The only
It's
thing
sunny
I think
tomorrow
the
and
3 set
70
line
degrees
kind of
in
interesting.
Barcelona.
What?
It's 70 and sunny in Barcelona tomorrow.
Right. So the ball should be kicking up a little more, which I think is advantage Dimitrov. But is it enough to get me to minus 115? I don't think so. Like in this matchup, 15 cents is a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, followers. I'm just I gotta go plug the laptop in, and it's you can tell this is the time when the pod is getting late because it's we're going into casual mode here.
I really, really want to hit something here.
Just for funsies?
Yeah.
Hit the 3 set line, man. If you're really desperate to hit something, I think the only thing to hit is that it's so crappy, but like what else can you hit?
Yeah. I agree. Okay. I got it right in Rotterdam, and I think every time they played 3 sets. So I'll hit it again.
This is something we can look up pretty easily. The ATP Tour website lists these things.
Yes. Oh no, they played one straight set match in Canada. It was 6-5.
I mean, every set between these guys gonna be tight, like
Yeah.
I think well I
Maybe
guess 2019 US Open was also a runaway but it's yeah, if you're gonna hit something, hit the 3-set line. I think otherwise stay away.
or maybe bet the over because every set they played has been so tight.
Nah, I mean there's some 6-3s in there. I mean it's just play. Like the problem is you have like a 7-5, 6-4,
You're
6.
right. You're right.
Like the book is pretty well in tune to this match.
Okay. All right. Next match. Ooh, match of the day, I think. Norrie against Musetti. This is very, very interesting. What's the 3-set line here? Basically a pick 'em. -110. Total is 22. Spread is minus half.
I like Norrie. I think this matchup favors like this should be a feasting matchup for Norrie, no?
Lefty.
Like he should be able to just pick on the Musetti backhand because Norrie. I mean, one of the things Norrie does do well is he does change like the direction of the ball relatively well. So he should be able to pick on Norrie on the Musetti backhand. He should be smart enough to be able to pick on the Musetti backhand.
Forehand to backhand. Yep.
I think there's an advance. So I think this is Norrie. I think it's just money line to be honest. Like, given the book is giving this to me at Pick'em, I think I'm just gonna take Norrie.
3-set line is +130. Norrie's the way stronger player mentally, right? There's a pretty significant mental gap here.
Yeah.
Do you like Norrie over 12.5 at +105?
I'm just gonna take the Norrie money line. I think it's that simple. I mean, do you not trust Norrie here?
I don't fully trust him. I got to see one more match before I'm like back on the Norrie train because like he was so bad in Miami and at Monte Carlo.
This is pure saying this is a great matchup for him. Do these guys don't have a head to head, you guys?
It's a good question.
No, none.
No.
No.
First glance, I thought Norrie. This line actually moved. Norrie was like a +110 about 2 hours ago. You know what? I'm just gonna do Norrie money line too. Yeah, because Norrie, if he's playing really consistent, like if he's back in it mentally, which I think he is, he's gonna get his form back at some point. Like just his rally tolerance, his tactical adjustments, like
Yeah.
he's just a higher level tennis player than Musetti, So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Next match, Alcaraz and RBA. It's a 6-game spread for Carlitos. +775 for RBA. Money line. It's a 19-game total. Any interest here? Playing games with Carlos?
Not laying the games.
Jesus Christ. 2 sets of love is -350.
I just don't think there's. I don't think there's a play here. Like I think this is like I think the market has this one pretty well scouted.
You like
out.
Alcaraz under 12.5 at -155?
No, not -155.
No. Yeah, what if he struggles and gets broken a couple times and you're screwed? Uh, I think if there's one play, you have to lay the games.
This is so much, especially a guy who is a professional like RBA. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this is a stay away. There's
Anyway.
nothing here that's appetizing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna lay the games. I'm just gonna. It is a lot. If it was 5.5, I'd probably do it, but
Yeah,
it's 6. Rude and Cerundolo, another intriguing matchup here.
guys must have played head to head a couple times.
They have. I think Cerundolo beat him,
It's 1-1.
and Cerundolo beat him on clay, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I like over 2.5 sets at plus 145. That catches my eye.
Cerundo's struggled though at times recently, man.
Yeah, he's
I think this is another like perfectly set line. Like Cerrundo is decent, but then he lost to that weird match to Berrettini. He lost to Zapata. Lost to Echeverry.
like 3 setters though.
I mean, if anything, I think this is the 3-set line here. But I don't know. I mean, Cerundo's he's broken his streak up a little bit of playing with so many 3-setters. So, I mean, what would you take?
I'm hitting 3-set line. I'm hitting something pro Cerundolo here because I'm kind of Rude is on my my quiet fade list per se. Like I'm not like I'm not fully there yet with Rude. Like had that win in Estoril, but that doesn't really prove that he's fully back to where he was.
Yeah.
And Cerundolo is a respectable clay court player. He's beat him once on clay.
Yeah. It's all true.
I think the value is with the 3-set line here at plus 145. I actually don't mind the conservative play at plus 1.5 sets, although that line is a little bit juiced. So I think I'm going to go over 2.5 at plus 145. That's my play here. You going to back me on that?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. All right, Dan Evans and Karen Khachanov. So this is interesting here because I think Evans has a good head-to-head advantage over Khachanov. Evans is 3-0 against Khachanov and beat him 2-2 in their last meeting last year in Vienna.
Yeah, but then 2 really tough matches.
Yeah.
What's the line again here?
3.5, 4.5 for Khachanov.
It's a big line to cover.
It is.
Um,
I might take Evans plus the games. That's a lot.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. This is another tough one. All these matches are so tough, man.
The books don't make it easy.
No.
Evans to win a set is plus 105. I
I
prefer
don't know, man. Like Evans, this is a huge step up from anybody that Evans come close to the past like 6 months of beating.
True, but does Khachanov beat anyone that easily?
What's Khachanov over 12.5?
Minus 115.
That seems like the play.
But like I could see 4 and 4.
I mean, I can see it, but I see a lot more like, scores that require either entering the military or I don't know. I like it. I like it in there. I'm fine with it. I mean, I think it, I think it would help me. I don't know.
Let me see. I want to see Evan's results. Okay. Well, actually, I want to see more of Khachanov's results because I want to see, does he beat anyone that easily on clay? Like Ivashka 6 and 2.
Okina.
Tina 2 and 2.
But yeah, it's pretty rare. It's pretty few and far between.
Then last year on clay, Bonini 3 and 5, Struve tight 3 setter. Tstisipas, Reina Busta, Perry, lost to Puy. Yeah, he doesn't have any easy matches really. Like so you're hitting Khachanov 12 and a half?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna play Evans plus the games here. I just think 4.5 is too much. I think it should be like 3.5 or 4. So that's where I'm going. All right, 2 more matches. Nishioka and Sinner. Wow.
I mean, the problem is the 6.5. This is just to stay away. 6.5 is way too much in my mind. You could maybe do that fun play that I did last time of taking Sinner to win at least 6-2 in the second set, but like, yeah, because Yoshi can get down on himself. I think that's probably gonna be the play. Do they have second set like store groupings or score groupings or not?
I might be able to find it on another book, but Bovada doesn't have it.
Yeah,
You could live bet it.
we could.
You don't think Yoshi can win 6 games in this match?
Why? Like, how can he win one game? How does he win one game? I mean, look, he got beat down by Khachanov and he almost lost all the games in that match.
I guess when he's this overpowered, right? I guess it's
Yeah.
How about under 8.5 games in the first set at minus 105?
Ew. It's only minus 105. You basically have Sinner minus 3.5 and minus 105.
But you just said, how does Yoshi win a game? So you
pick
really think
6-0, at least get something out of it.
He needs to win 3 games.
Yeah.
I'm hitting that just for funsies. Under 8.5 games first set. No? I mean, Yoshi just lost. I mean, in the Australian Open, he lost love and love first 2 sets, to your point.
Yeah, I mean,
Sinner is
that's
better
why
than
I think you like
on his worst surface.
It just sucks unless you call the bagel, you can't even get good odds.
What is the bagel in the first set? Plus 800?
8. Yeah. I mean, 6-1 is like only 3-1. It's crazy.
Oh, then you go bagel.
Yeah.
You know what? Some more 5 a.m. fun tomorrow.
All right.
I'm going with the bagel.
Okay.
6 love. Let's start the day off with a bang tomorrow. I'm hitting it. All right, and then last match. Do you have any play there, or you're just staying away?
Shapo versus Tsitsipas.
No, are you playing anything in?
I think this has to be a stay away. Tsitsipas has looked so bad, and I'm
Okay.
still not impressed with Shapo yet. I think this has to be a stay away because of that.
Yeah, but it's Chapo. I mean, you gotta fade Chapo.
Not here.
Why? Because he's playing like a top player, so you think he's gonna play up to the level of the competition?
Yeah, something like that.
You have a point because Chapo, like, if he's playing, like, he can beat anyone in the world, but he can also lose to anyone in the world.
Yeah.
So obviously the books are going to make Tsitsipas a sizable favorite, but like if Chapo plays his best, he can win. What surface do you think Chapo favors? Do you think he likes the clay because like he has some more time?
I think some sort of slower hard court, to be honest. Just he's probably more comfortable with the movement.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is. I just Shapo like I like to bet on. I like to bet against Shapo when Shapo is a favorite. I don't really like to bet on Shapo. Like he just hasn't shown anything that tells me he can win this match.
That's a good point. As a dog, it's hard, yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. I guess I'll stay away too. I don't really see anything much
Yeah.
here. Maybe -1.5 sets at -150.
It's appetizing, but I mean, I don't know, man.
Maybe that's a parlay piece.
Maybe.
So, all right, let's put together a parlay. I'm definitely going to do the money line parlays here.
Okay.
Favorites. I'm going to put like 5 or 6 favorites together.
Okay.
So I'm definitely going to do that tomorrow. Which legs do we have the most confidence in, both of us? I think we got to put ADF over 12.5.
Yeah.
Right?
I
We
would do
both like
that.
that a lot.
Yeah.
We'll do that in one.
And I would do the same thing with the Khachanov over 12.5.
But I don't have much confidence in that one. That one I'm less.
Oh, you think it's just a runaway? You think Khachanov just kills him?
I see like 4 and 3 or something like that. Like I think it's gonna be trouble for Evans to get to 5 games. Like if he gets there, he's gonna have to save a ton of break points and like it's gonna be a struggle. So I don't necessarily like that. Do you want to do a Cerundolo Rude 3 sets in the parlay?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not as confident in that.
All right.
This is where it gets tough. I mean, what do we have so far? We had okay.
Oh, do you want to do Giron -3.5 against?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
All right. Sonego over 12.5.
I prefer just Sonego money line.
Okay, Sonego money line. We could do. Well, did you? I think you talked me into that one. Oh, I like the 3 set line. That's right. All right, Giron so far We got ADF over 12.5. You didn't like O'Connell, right?
No.
You don't like Team or Husler either?
No.
Yeah, it's tough.
I could be down on Lajovic or Gasquet.
But I just like Lajovic money line. I don't like Lajovic.
That's fine. If you want it for a parlay, I'm fine having that as a parlay piece.
Okay. Lajovic money line. And Lechka. Lechka 2 sets to love.
Yeah. Yep. And that's like 5 legs. I think that's good enough.
That's 5 legs. Okay. Very good. Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Well, round of 16 action tomorrow. I hope all these matches get played. Hope weather doesn't play a role.
Yeah, it should be really interesting.
So should be great. So, well, as always, thanks again for listening. This podcast, I'll post it tonight, so a couple hours before the matches get started, and we'll be active on Twitter again. As always.
Yeah, always good to chat with you guys.
All right, take care. Have a good night.